So I'm 22 and I'm scared for my future, like pretty much all 22-year-olds are nowadays. But there's something that is deep within inside me that helps me be trusting of myself in a way. I want to make a video about self-belief and what people don't tell you about self-belief. But today I just want to reflect a little bit on my situation at the moment. I don't really know why I'm doing this. I'm just thinking that some of you might benefit from hearing some reflections I have right now, some of my points of views. Because, yeah, I've been channeling a lot of things lately in terms of inner knowing and feeling like stuff is gonna be alright regardless and just trusting the process. So, I'm at a crossroads right now where I'm kind of lost in the situation. I don't really have a lot of secure baggage, but that's alright for me because I've never really been someone with a lot of safety baggage behind myself, which now that I think of it is pretty weird because I kind of want that in a way, but I know it will come to me and I trust that it will come to me at the time it's needed. I'm also at a crossroads where I have multiple options in front of me. It's not just a simple crossroad of changing path once. I'm someone who's very non-linear. I'm very dissociated with the idea and stuff, and I'm also someone who's very not common, to say the least. I made peace with the fact that I'm not the most common type of person because it's one of my strengths, really. But the more time goes on, the more uncertain I feel about the path that I need to choose, and my self confidence has been building up for a couple of weeks now and a couple of months even. And I'm at a point where I'm pretty comfortable with myself. I even on some days where I don't necessarily like some things that are about myself, I still see the positive in it, and I still see my gifts, and I still see whatever I need to see for me to be in a mindset where I still am trusting. It feels weird because with all of the things that are going on in the world, it feels selfish to choose myself first, but in reality, I don't think it is. For some people, yes, it might seem selfish to them, but you can only meet people at the rate you have met yourself. Being able to focus on myself, I have a lot of power within myself. I believe that my energy is contagious, and I have just so much love for stuff. I love so many deep topics, and I'm kind of all over the place, but that's the beauty of it. I'm someone who's very attracted to specific informations. I don't really know why. Sometimes I just have a inner knowing that is like gift of God, if you can say that. But I'm not trying to be self-centered or whatever. I always try to give my energy for the highest good of whatever I can bring to the table. I'm not someone who's very good with traditional learning. I learn by myself on my own terms, which is also a problem right now because I'm scared of losing my place. I've worked so much on getting this place and getting into a mindset where I can be abundant in my space and just be able to be the light I know I am supposed to be. And I know it might sound weird seeing how my Gen Z video was all doom and gloom, and I really didn't enjoy making this video because it was vulnerability at its finest, and vulnerability is one of the core aspects of my channel as well as self-growth. But I feel like for the moment, my presence on YouTube, my presence on the platform isn't as good as it could be, and I'm working on it. I'm trying to do all the stuff that I know I need to do. And it's very scary and it's very sensitive for me at this time because I'm scared to lose my house because school, I have a huge problem with school. I have a huge school phobia. Mainly comes from years and years of bad experiences with schools. Regardless, like, I'm trying to stay as a student because it gives me a lot of advantages as well as this place. But me not being able on a functional level to go to school, like, I'm talking, I have anxiety attacks in the morning, I lose my hair. I also had to buy some like anti hair loss shampoo because it was getting bad. I had stomach problems. I could like feel my body shut down during class while my arm was having a mind of its own. Like the tired energy I get from this, it just like I'm still trying to stay a student because it's giving me a ton of advantages. And if I'm not a student anymore, I have to find a job, and I'm trying to get a job, you know? I'm trying to get a job at a bar. I'm manifesting pretty much feeling like I'm already having the job. I got the job pretty much in my head, if that makes sense. I still have to do my tryout now night, but like every time I need something big to happen to me, it gets pushed back a little bit. And I kind of like it because it gives me more time to think. It gives me more time to prepare for whatever mentally. But in another way, it's also very triggering and making me sensitive to my own stress. Because I don't enjoy being stressed even though I'm like very anxious by design. I have a lot of PTSD and CPTSD. I'm doing cognitive behavioral therapy for that, which I love my therapist. She's cool. She helps me a lot. But like even then, all of the like health professionals are telling me to quit school, seeing the impact it has on my body. So yeah, that's not a easy situation to be in, and I don't want to be a crybaby about it, you know, because I'm still doing work on the side to do whatever, you know. I'm doing my game, I'm writing for my um while I'm writing poetry, I'm writing my game, I'm creating 3D models, levels. I'm doing a whole ton of stuff that I'm not particularly sharing because I don't feel like everything should be shared when it is in construction. I like to have a certain level of polish in what I publish, and it might be just my perfectionism acting up on me, but I've been trying to let go and really just, you know, trust the process of me doing things. And especially like on the platforms I use, I don't like social media very much. I'm not a content creator. I'm not an influencer and I don't want to be one. I'm just like an artist and a creator, and just being able to channel my creativity into videos helps, but it's not the main focus of my work. You know, I have a ton of stuff that I'm working on, and I have a lot of hidden work, I guess you could say. I'm someone who's relatively secretive about my life, and I don't let people in easily, if that makes sense. I sometimes have the wrong person come into my life, and I did a lot in the past, but I learned to build resilience on these people and on the way I act around them and with them and how they make me act also, because it takes two to tango. I trust myself even though I'm scared to do what I need to do. I feel like it's a beautiful thing to be able to channel all of this, but like even the security net isn't as good as it could be. I'm always trying to make it better, but you know, it's not always easy, and especially like living on your own at 22, being on social aids that are given to you under certain conditions, and you medically not being able to fulfill these conditions already put a lot of stress on whatever, you know. And I have insurance, luckily, costs me fucking $30 a month, but you know, well, euros because I'm in Europe. But yeah, honestly, I just feel like this video is a nice reflection of my current state right now. I'm not like I'm lost, but I'm hopeful and I'm trusting because I know that like I have enough resilience to work on what I love and it making me a person which can live off of their art. I'm really tempted to get a like food job, but even then, like I don't have any IRL experience, you know. I do have like cleaning experiences, like I was cleaning the house of people for a moment and I got paid for that. I did like closings under rules, you know. But most of my experience of being at work has been online so far. I've done 3D models, orders, so I already have good like client contact, and in multiple languages too. That's a plus. And I'm agile in a way with my doings. That's the beauty of being so versatile. I have a dual energy where, you know, I try to make the most of it. Not always easy, but like, and sometimes it's absolutely soul crushing, I'm not gonna lie. But more often than not, I just feel like stuff can be done in a way that actually helps the betterment of everything and everyone just by you being yourself and sharing your love, your light, and your thoughts and your wisdom on many things. So I hope you enjoyed this video. It was kind of a straight ramble, but you know, whatever, why not? Let me know what you thought about this in the comments. I will see you next time, and until then, take care and be good.